Well, Kilindi, we have gone sufficiently, I would say, dramatically further out in this conversation than any of my other podcasts, apart from maybe my podcast with Rak Razam, also a speaker who likes to go really far out. For myself, I always tend to keep it pretty close to my humanness, my normal baseline familiar humanness, due to my nostalgia and possibly my fear of letting go. But let's follow that inclination in me right now, and I want to ask you a final question, bringing it back sort of out of the outer reaches of philosophical sort of ponderings on the nature of reality in the future, and into something that's a universally normal human experience, which is the experience of grief and death. Last year, you lost your partner to a sudden accident, Kai Wingo, and I'm just curious what your practice with the mushrooms and even what her practice with the mushrooms offered in experiencing and navigating the experience of grief and loss and the death of someone you care about like that.
Well, I mean, even with my high dose usage and superpowered attitude, it still doesn't make up for the loss of a loved one day to day, being able to call that person or being able to hug that person or see that person or have dinner together, go to the park, play with the children. It doesn't take that away. But behind all of the day to day humanness, there's still a knowing. Kai and I traveled together many times on mushrooms as one being. And as you know, or as scientists are telling us about quantum entanglement, once two particles have had contact, no matter what distance they are, they still mirror one another. And those journeys that we had together as one entity, as one closeness, still are there. I can take doses of mushrooms and places that we went to, places that we got a chance to be with one another, no matter how distant they are, I can still go and meet her there under the influence of the mushrooms. So even though I don't see her day to day, and we don't talk day to day and hold hands and things like that, I still have not lost access to her as her core being, and she has not lost access to me and my core being. Those things that came together are still together, and they're one. So I think entheogens is a practice for death, that it takes away the fear of death, that you know that you're immortal, and then also that you know that the things that we see are temporary. And I think it not only helped her, but it definitely helps me to know that we're still together, and we still have access to one another. We're continuing her legacy as a fearless psychonaut and entheogenic champion, because she was taking 25 dry grams. She was last year. She was going to, for her birthday, take her first 30-gram trip. She utilized DMT as a champion. I remember the first time that she had DMT, and she turned into a Rubik's Cube, and they dismantled her. And as soon as she came out, she was like, "What the hell was that?" She said, they dismantled me. They took me apart. She said, "Load the pipe up again. I'm going back to get reassembled." So that's the type of person. That's the type of person that Kai is, and she still exists in the multiverse. And for me, she's only, a few grams away, and that remains. we're still honoring her and her legacy and the things that she do because she had the Buckeye Mushroom Farm in Cleveland, Ohio. September 15th, 16th, and 17th in Cleveland, Ohio. They're having the Women in Entheogens Conference in honor of Kai to keep her work going on this plane because she's definitely doing work on the other planes.